In life, Sprezzatura was known as Azaria, a gifted performer and master of water magic, born in a thriving coastal city where festivals and carnivals were woven into the heart of its culture. The city, surrounded by vibrant blue seas and temperamental storms, revered those who could wield the elements, and Azaria was no exception. From a young age, she displayed an innate connection to water. Where others struggled to master the flow, she moved it as if it were an extension of herself, turning gentle ripples into dazzling streams and commanding waves with graceful flicks of her fingers. She was a prodigy, and her talents led her to join the Azure Masquerade, a renowned troupe of performers famed for combining magic and spectacle. Azaria thrived under the spotlight. Her performances were mesmerizing, swirling currents that took the form of dancing serpents, cascading rain that fell without ever touching the crowd, and shimmering illusions that reflected dreams of the audience. Her mastery of water turned the mundane into the extraordinary, earning her fame and adoration. Audiences cheered, nobles paid handsomely, and even rival troops whispered in awe of her talent. But fame came at a cost. Azaria's growing stardom bred jealousy among the masquerade's performers. Whispers emerged that her connection to water was unnatural, that she didn't merely control it, but had made a pact with something beneath the waves. These murmurs spread beyond the troupe, amplified by envious rivals who sought to tarnish her name. Some claimed her magic came from forbidden depths. Others swore she was a siren who had shed her tail to walk among mortals. At first, Azaria laughed off these rumors, turning them into part of her act, teasing the crowd with sly lines like, "Careful, or I might drag you under." Yet distrust is as corrosive as salt water. The turning point came during a grand performance meant to mark the masquerade's greatest triumph. Azaria had crafted an illusion of a towering ocean wave, meant to rise above the stage and dissolve into harmless mist. But something went wrong. The wave surged out of her control, a wall of water crashing into the audience with devastating force. Dozens were swept away in the chaos, drowned beneath the very magic that had once delighted them. When the waters receded, the theater was a graveyard of silence and broken bodies. The city's awe turned to horror. Azaria, kneeling at the center of the destruction, could offer no explanation. Had it been her hubris? Had the water she commanded turned on her? Or, as some believed, had something else, something deep and unseen, seized control? The survivors cried for justice, and the performers she once called friends joined the chorus against her. They cast her as a villain, a monster who had betrayed the very people who had lifted her to fame. With torches and spears in hand, the mob pursued her through the rain-soaked streets and up the cliffs overlooking the storming sea. Cornered and alone, Azaria faced them. Her drenched form was a shadow of the dazzling performer she had been, yet her defiance remained. With bitter laughter, she shouted, "Is this not what you wanted?" A show to remember. Then, arms outstretched, she leapt into the raging waters below. The sea roared, swallowing her whole. For years after, sailors whispered of her presence in the depths. Some claimed to hear faint laughter on stormy nights, while others spoke of phantom hands dragging ships beneath the waves. Though the city tried to forget her, the legend of Azaria endured, a tale of beauty, tragedy, and power unchecked. When Azaria's soul was drawn into the Crucible of Souls, she arrived not as a broken spirit, but as a performer ready for her encore. She embraced her new reality with the same theatrical flair that defined her life, crafting a new persona, Sprezzatura, Her personality reflected her defiance and the mockery she now cast toward those who once condemned her. Gone was the need for their approval. Now she was free to revel in chaos, to treat battle as performance and her opponents as dull audience members who couldn't keep up. Her playful taunts are both a mask and a weapon. They mock the desperation of her foes while hiding the bitterness of her past. Every fight in the Crucible is another stage, another opportunity to shine, as she once did. Only now, the stakes are higher, and the consequences even more exhilarating. Yet there is an edge to her laughter. Sprezzatura's dazzling water-based attacks are a reflection of her untamed power, beautiful, fluid, and dangerously unpredictable. Some whisper that the very force she once lost control of in life now fuels her rage. The storm she commands is not just magic, but a manifestation of her fury and grief. The Crucible gives her what the world denied: freedom, power, and an audience that cannot look away. Sprezzatura doesn't fight to survive. She fights to entertain, to dominate, and to prove that she will never be forgotten.